There you go. Now, is that the new record now? And then I guess you can talk on that one, and then we'll just you can start because that'll be the introduction.
Hey, what's good?
Uh,
We back with J-leathal.
but
You know what I'm saying? So what we gonna talk about today? What's going on? How you feel, man?
oh, I was just talking about the three type of black people in America. I feel like there's only three type of black people in America. You know, we have different personalities and stuff, but we all fall in three categories. That basically is, you know, the house Negro, the field Negro, and the runaway Negro. But I was basically talking about the house Negro. We were talking about, you know, how do I say? We were talking about corporate America and moving up the ladder of corporate America. And I was basically saying that in order to move up the corporate ladder, they make sure that the house Negro is detached from the field Negro in the sense that, for instance, if you're thinking about the slave, if you're thinking about 1600 slavery, you know, the plantation, the house Negro would probably be what? Washing the dishes, you know, in the house doing something. So let's just say the house Negro is washing the dishes. What's going to happen is the massa is going to discipline the field nigga right in front of the house nigga. While the house nigga's washing dishes, the massa will be beating the field nigga right outside the window, and they're going to look at the face of the house nigga to see if he grimaces at all. So
Don't worry, sir. I got your back, sir.
Yeah. So basically, that's
you want me to whoop you too, sir?
There we go. So this is what it is. Essentially, they know that we're connected to each other. So they know if I beat if he beats your ass and I'm looking and I care about you, the least I'm gonna do, if I don't try to stop it because I'm scared, the least I'm gonna do is make a face or be distraught about it. The way that they started disconnecting, they started beating us in front and then making sure they'll look at us. This is still happens today. The black people who are allowed to move up the corporate ladder, they're only allowed to do so after many instances of having to turn the other cheek to racism. So many times I've seen and heard, even in my lowly position, where some racist shit will happen and you gotta look the other way. I don't look the other way, but I've seen men, like, you know, sitting there for lunch. It'd be the only black, you see it lunchtime particularly, it'd be 6 or 7 men from the oil rig or whatever the fuck they're working, and the one black guy. Now he's already the only nigga and he's already having to fit in, and then now here comes the discussion about George Floyd or Trayvon Martin. He has to go along with that racist white supremative narrative in order to keep his position. Because remember, the last thing you want to be considered is what? A hostile Negro, a controversial Negro, an aggressive Negro, a overly political Negro, a revolutionary Negro, a runaway Negro. So especially if you're in the field Negro position, we're considering Mr. Shaka for the vice president, the regional vice president position, the only African American that's ever reached that. You think we're gonna let him be listening to Malcolm X at night? It's not gonna happen. So what they're gonna do is, just like in the plantation in the beginning, they're gonna talk about your brothers in front of you, and they're gonna, because remember, black people. What is that? It's written all over your face. Black people, the one thing it's hard for us to do is hide the emotion. We can lie to you, but to hide our body language is hard for us because we're an expressive people. So they know that, if you're talking down on Trayvon Martin, they're going to look right in your face. Or they're going to say, George Floyd died of an overdose. It wasn't the knee on his neck. They're going to look right in your face. And if you even have the slightest grin, they're gonna, nope, this Negro is not eligible for a house position. Do you see how that correlates?
Well qualified, but
it's just not gonna work, because remember, The name of the game is upholding the systematic enforcement
That's
of
what I
rights.
say, man. And the perfect example of that is Barack Obama, because what I be saying is like what you talk about is like when we was talking about facial hair, right? And talking about how like you emasculate the man, especially like with the Me Too movement. You know, I mean, I guess I'm all over the place, but let's just go back a little bit. But just emasculating the man, right?
Okay.
You know, because that's what they did in slavery, right? And that's also what kind of goes back with what you're saying about being submissive, kind of. You know, that's basically what you're saying,
right?
Being submissive. So, like, okay, so like you can't show your facial hair because that means like that's showing your masculinity.
It is. It's a direct representation of masculinity. So have your facial hair cut, shirt tucked in, super tight pants. You got to sit with your legs crossed. You got to sit with your hands crossed. Every mannerism. Think about the mannerisms to go for an interview.
When Barack was president, have you ever seen a shred of fucking facial hair on his face?
Well, no, but then again, you got.
I don't even think I ever saw him with a mustache. Did he have a mustache?
No, but also that might have to do with him being African. You know, some tribes, but if you pay attention, a lot of Africans cannot grow facial hair. You know, you have to pay attention though. When was the last African you see with a big old Rick Ross beard?
I'm like that, bro. You like that.
A lot of us are like that.
You know, my shit don't grow all the way in.
It's not a
That's
bad thing.
not a reason to not fucking have no fucking like, damn, bro. Come on, man. If you could grow a whisker, nigga, grow that fucking whisker, bro. That's your masculinity right there.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we're talking Barack. We're not going down the Barack Obama rabbit hole. But again, house nigga. What did Barack say when it came time to asking him about the protesters in Baltimore? Oh, these are thugs and criminals. That's what he called us.
That sounds like something my house nigga would say.
That sounds like not only something my house nigga would say, but remember when we're invest, we got. Okay, it's one thing to call out the house nigga, but it's another thing to understand the ideology of the house nigga, because that's how you can better deal with them. I mean, there's so many coons coming out nowadays. I mean, we can call them out left or right, but really it's like, okay, where did this person, what is this person's crutch? Like a lot of these people are really, and this is another thing I want to bring out. We've never had real images of black success in the mainstream, so it's hard for us to.
You know what made a lot of people mad? Did you see that shit about George Joe Brown?
What about him? I've been watching him for a minute. He
pissing people off, but he ain't telling none but the truth, bro.
You talking about Mark Lamont Hill? He had an interview with Mark Lamont Hill recently, and he was also talking to Kwame Brown recently. I don't know if you know who that is.
Well, I'm not talking about who he was talking to because I don't even remember that. But what I'm talking about, he was talking about
masculinity,
a lot of shit. But when he was talking about
Bill Cosby.
No. My point related to what you were saying is related to George Floyd.
Okay. The
statue of George Floyd.
That got what about it? Vandalized or just the fact that they have a statue?
Just the fact of it. Like what the fuck,
You're saying he shouldn't have a statue?
Yes, like what the fuck, bro? That's some bullshit. That's what he was saying. Like, why? Look, think about this. Okay, you guys.
Wait, slow down, guys. Hold on, because this is controversial. I want to listen. But I want to get clarification for the people at home. Are you saying, black man, that George Floyd is an ill candidate for having a monument for him? And if so, just say yes or no, and then tell me why.
Some sort of monument is fine as far as to remember him by, but some statue, big statue, because. What honorable thing did he do?
Well, I don't think it's a matter of honorable thing he did. I think a statue doesn't necessarily mean a person has to do.
Why do black people's fucking heroes always got to be some nigga that got killed or some bullshit like that, bro? Why do we have to look up to some shit like that? That's garbage. The memory of him was somebody smushing him to death, bro. That's it, period. Now, that's that token fucking liberalist bullshit that they give us. It's like just like putting old girl on a $20 bill. What I'm saying is like why should we, this is bullshit. This is what we gonna leave to our kids to remember. Like we're supposed to look up to George Floyd, like, we're supposed to get smushed in the street. Think about that, bro. Think about this. This is the reverse, bro. When they used to do lynches, they would do postcards of that shit, and they would pass it around. It was charged for it. People would pay for it.
Right.
Because it was a remembrance. It was a fucking token. It was a fucking, they got pleasure from that. So that's basically what the George Floyd statue is. Come on, man. The fucking conservative ass dumbasses who don't like the damn statue is stupid because the statue is a spit in the face to black people. Period.
Yeah.
What did we do for black people after George Floyd died? Related to police brutality.
We know it. We know it's tokenism.
Not a goddamn thing. We gave you a statue to George Floyd. Now shut the fuck up and go sit down. And I'm gonna beat your ass in the head with the next time I come around.
But see, okay, so now there's two different questions though. There's two different conversations. Then there's one of, okay, what are we doing for black people to commemorate, or in other words, it's okay.
We recognizing the wrong people.
Right, but okay, put it this way. George Floyd's statue, I think we can both agree that it's tokenism. However, I don't know if I agree with the sentiment that he was undeserving of it, because those are two different conversations. Wait, slow down.
Okay.
Because there's two conversations that are not connected, although George Floyd is the name. One conversation in its own right is that statue tokenism, and it's just here like to pacify us. I agree with that.
Yeah,
we have to clarify it though, because also remember there's a whole lot of white people shitting on the memory of George Floyd, right?
And they mad at the statue, but they stupid because they don't even get what it represents. And it's like I say, it's a spit in the face. It's disrespectful, actually. It's mean and ugly, bro. It's super mean and ugly, bro. All the black people who have done things, great things, they don't get no statue. The nigga that got sat on gets a statue, bro. What does that do to the psyche of the black male that's growing up? Shit, I guess I should just get smushed. I get a statue.
I mean, I'll give you that. I mean, that's
so the nigga that accomplished something, he don't get no statue.
Right.
So the nigga be like, I don't want to accomplish shit. I might as well just get smushed.
Right.
I might get a statue.
Well, I mean, I've talked about that before, just how I think it's like I don't know if it's just a black culture thing, but I think it's that I'll just talk about the black community as how, well, yeah, I think it is a black culture thing, because I've seen other cultures, revere their people while they're alive. Black people are the only people that wait till somebody dies to put them on a shirt, and now it's R.I.P. Ray Ray, R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle.
Didn't care nothing about him when he was alive.
Yeah, because I remember asking people about Nipsey Hussle when he was alive. I'm from L.A. I'd be like, have you ever, because I always thought he was dope, I would ask people about him. They didn't know him until he died. Now, in which, I'm not saying it's fake, because clearly when somebody died, then you look into their story.
You start to realize.
But at the same time, there's a large portion of our people that will literally not give you any credit until you die. And then when you die, this is what they do. They put you on the shirt, they put you on the wall, and then they tell the living people, see, we need more people like him. Like, for instance, Nipsey.
More dead people.
No, but subconsciously that's what they're telling you. But what they think they're telling you is, like, for instance, Nipsey Hussle was out here saying what he was saying for the longest. He was Nipsey Hussle the whole time. No, and people was talking about him when he was alive, like whatever. He ain't. Then he died, and then guess what people say? Oh man, I wish we had more people like Nipsey Hussle. In other words, it's very rare to see a group of black people give reverence to a living person. In other words, I'll go further. Name me one black person. Name me two. Name me one black person that the whole black community loves. And we're excluding Barack Obama because we understand that a lot of our people are just straight out brainwashed with that shit. So take away Barack Obama and Michael Jackson. Name one black person that we could all get around and not, well, I think he's gay. Well, I think he was an agent. Well, I heard he cheated on his wife. Well, you notice that's what we do with black people.
I gotta argue with the premise of that question, because white people like to look at black people like we're a monolith, and even white people not a monolith. And what I mean by that is there are different cultures within there. And there's different cultures within the black community. What I mean is, like, and throughout history, that is true. And that's the reason why that's what they don't really understand about us. And it's like, through politically, like, you could just look you have, depending on which lens you want to look, but let's just look at it through politically. Like in the past election, like you had the black people who was like didn't give a damn about the election at all, and then you had the people who was like, I want to vote for Joe Biden or whatever because like to support the Democrats or whatever. Like I don't know, for some reason they got some affinity to Obama and they feel like, you know, by proximity Joe Biden is looking out for black people. You had a substantial amount of people who felt like that. That's really how he won. Black people was the ones who put him over the top. That's the true story. But then you had another group of black people who was like feeling like the liberal shit, like Bernie Sanders and so forth and so on. Because that's kind of where I feel.
So this is back to my point though. Name a black person that we as a community love and don't have any bad thing to say about. There's not one. Now let me give you.
That's why I say the problem with that question is that you can't put us all together like that.
Well, okay. Well, let me give you from the reverse angle. I'm gonna give you a name, okay, and show you how it works. Elvis Presley, Frank Sinatra, Babe Ruth. Hold on. I just named 3 white people. Look, I'll go further. George Washington, who we know was a motherfucking animal.
I would agree with what you're saying. So what you don't understand about all those names that you used, they have been romanticized.
I know that. So what I'm saying is, why is it that other communities can revere a person, living or dead, and sweep their shit under the rug even, but black people are the only ones where we go out of the way to find dirt on someone, and even when we can't find it, we'll go as far as to make up scenarios. I've heard that Malcolm X was gay. I've heard that Martin Luther King was cheating on his wife. I've heard shit that has not been solidified, but that we used to put an asterisk by the name of black people, and that's what I fucking hate. And that's our fault that we do that. We do that. It doesn't matter about. Remember when Kobe Bryant died, the white woman came out and said he played for the Los Angeles Niggers. They said Martin. Every time it's Martin Luther King Day, there's always a slip up of one of these reporters saying Martin Luther Coon. We know these other people are going to talk about us. I'm wondering why my people cannot even find one motherfucking person. It's always an excuse or something that we use to fucking tear these people that we'll never have. You know, other communities have leaders. I'm sorry to tell you. And that's another thing. I will get you. I want to show you this fucking video real quick. The video that I was talking about where the Asian community is Illinois, you were in the live. Illinois, guys, just became the first state in the nation to be teaching Asian American and Pacific Islander history, right? But here's the kicker. Not only are they teaching Asian American Pacific Islander, but at the end of the report, they said the Asian American leaders, that's what they said when they're talking about how they got this bill passed. They said the Asian American leaders are the ones who got this passed. The same Asian American leaders who got that billion and $1 trillion relief fund for the hate crime bill that they just got a few months ago. So here's my thing, Chuck, and I'm passing to you. How the fuck is it that the Asian American community and every other community can practice group economics and everything else, but not even group economics, to the point where they at least say, hey, this is us, and we know we have leaders, we need leaders. But when we talk about the black community, as the average black person, I don't want no leader. We don't need no leader. We lead ourselves. See, we're so fucking lost because we practice individualism while everybody else is coming together on one accord. And yes, these other people know what Asian. You know, did you know that these Indians, these actual Pakistanis, I talked about it. These Pakistanis are teaming up with these actual Chinese because they are both Asian. Now that's a motherfucking problem. And we can't even get together and I'm just me from Chicago.
But I don't see how their community's unity is a problem for us.
It's not a problem for us. No, what I'm saying, it's a problem that we don't have unity. That's the. It's not. See, and I went to Chinatown, the one right down here on Bel Air, and I made a whole live stream about it. I said it's not. I said, look, guys, they're segregating themselves, and I said I love it. I said it's not a problem that the Asian Americans segregate themselves and only shop with themselves. I said, why are we not doing it? And we know it's a deeper spiritual
Well, I got
problem.
two aspects that I like to focus on.
Yes, sir.
Related to that. The first one is going to be obvious that I always say, and you already know what's coming. It's colonization.
Right.
So that's a part of this. Now, I'm not going to give us a pass, a complete pass.
Colonization. Wait, before you move on, colonization.
Before you move on,
colonization in
not
what
give
regard?
us a pass. I'm going to explain. Part of it is the illusion that you get in like the media, the perception that black people have. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it is not really real. Like, you know how every time you see the news, it's a nigga then robbed somebody or shot or killed somebody or something. Like, damn, niggas is robbing and killing people every fucking night. If you go by the nightly news,
right?
Like that shit can be fucking true. But for the average person sitting at home, they don't know shit. They don't know what's really happening out there in the streets. The news is telling them niggas is robbing and killing every fucking night. Damn, niggas must be robbing, and then they're a minority in the population. Damn, they extra wild,
right?
You know, and but that fits into the already made preconception that has been given to them already before they saw the shit on the news. The news is backing up. Basically.
So you're saying black people. So you're saying the reason why you're talking about black people, right?
Right now, I am.
Black people are being indoctrinated by the news to hate ourselves,
right? And then they also, like I say, they have the premise in them already that niggas ain't shit.
Right. I mean, I can understand
left over from slavery.
Because again, we don't have any images. They won't, and it's like a perpetual cycle. They won't allow images of successful and here's another one. This is a deeper conversation. Fucking successful. They definitely won't allow images of a holy. This is where it gets deep. They will not allow images of a holy black man anywhere. The most I've seen, brother, on a mainstream scale,
that's what you have to understand.
It was a brown skinned saint on a candle at one of these stores. Saint whoever up under. He was like the 157th saint after all the first 12 saints and all the first 12 disciples and everybody else.
This ain't no conspiracy. And it's like I think you had a video about them shooting off the noses or something like that.
I spoke about it, yeah.
Yeah, because that's another thing. That's throughout history. That's again like niggas ain't shit, right?
Right.
No way a nigga could have done this.
Right.
No fucking way. And it had to be aliens or something.
And this is exactly, and this is what it gets to, and it perpetrates through everywhere, even a lot with our women, where they feel like, I know this. You know, I feel that from somebody of our women, they look like they know us already. And I remember I went through
ain't shit. You a dog.
I went through.
You don't sleep.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I gotta say this. I did a post on this recently. You know, the real statistics is black men cheat less than any fucking body, bro.
Yeah.
And then they call us dogs, bro.
Yeah.
And also, we're family men, too. We're most likely to be the one that's at home with the fucking kids.
Yeah.
And y'all saying that we deadbeat dads. That's all bullshit. Check your statistics. You've been lied to.
Yeah. Now, that's not only been lied to, but another part of that deadbeat dad conversation is, you know, there's the one that kills me. Part of that deadbeat dad conversation is, you know, they really said this. Oh, he went to the store to get some milk and never came back. You know what? You know, you've heard that
story from fucking.
What? But when you really sit down and listen to that, knowing the conspiracy against us, and that's the story you told my kid.
But look, when I was a kid, when I was growing up, I kind of believed that shit.
Of course you did, because you know why? You know why you believed it? Because your mother told it to you.
Right. So I didn't understand until I became a father myself.
Yes.
And then the same thing happened to me.
And now you're like, oh, what the? And this is another part of the rabbit hole.
The child knows the story that the mom told them only.
And
he went to go get some cigarettes.
And that's if
or he was nice, jail, or he died, or whatever the fuck she told him.
Or which I would say,
sorry ass.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Now we're hitting it because I would say the majority of black moms tell their little boys, shit, fucking tell a nigga died in a plane crash. He was a world explorer and he died in the fucking plane crash.
This is a real serious subject.
You tell the kid.
Because my sister, I don't want to say nobody, but particular people I've seen have done the same thing over. Like, what I'm trying to say is the cycle continues. I'm trying to say, without being specific, the cycle continues. Without even
there being an orchestrator. It's more just like the behavior has already been set in place, and there's no one to correct it. Because remember, the attack on black men is ever going on. So if ever the black men were going to try to self-correct any of this, they're being sniped out.
And then what sucks, what I see the worst is when it's the black mother treating her black son like he ain't shit already when he ain't even a man yet.
Or they're talking to the little kid,
but he ain't shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, and then listen to this. If your mom told you was stupid your whole life,
right?
What the fuck kind of accomplishments you think you're gonna do in life?
Right.
You're gonna think you're stupid and you're not gonna accomplish a goddamn thing, no matter how talented and smart and super and whatever you are. So crazy. But anyways, let's stay on the subject though, because of the question that you asked. And because it was a part 2 to that I wanted to finish up on that. Because I said that it was the colonizational side of it, as far as like already the premise that we already think shit, and then with the news media or whatever propagating that, and then, you know, following up on that. But there's another side of this, okay? And this is a side that black people don't like to admit or see or whatever, okay? It's because throughout history, we've always been on both sides of whatever fuck is happening. Like, you know what I mean? Like if there's a war going on, it'll be some of us on one side and it'll be some of us on the other, bro.
Right.
And if you look at throughout history, it's like that. So when people like to look at the Moors and say they're good guys, or try to look at Moors and say they're bad guys, the truth is they was both. You get what I'm saying? And it's a lot of examples you can see of that throughout history, where, you know, like I say, we was on both sides.
So why
we're the good guys and the bad guys in the story. And the real reason is because we're the original man. So the original man, we have that variety within the tree of like, you can go to the Cain and the Abel.
Right.
You know, that had to be niggas, right?
Yeah. That was a good point.
So even from as far back as that, you got niggas that's on one side and niggas that's on the other side. Them some other side niggas, dog. That shit go all the way back.
So are we saying that because, I mean, when we look at other cultures, you don't, here's my thing. Maybe I'm oversimplifying, but why don't we see, and I feel like I'm kind of understand, but why don't we see Asian coons, like Asian traders, why is it only nigga coons?
No, it's because you only understand your culture. You're not able to dissect their culture enough to be able to understand within it that they would have that or not. You get what I'm saying? You're not educated enough of their culture to be able to make those assumptions, because I'm sure there are. And they are racist towards each other, and it's so many different groups that's within their thing too. They got a whole.
But they always know how to click the fuck up when it comes time to go in against us. So that's
the group. It's so tribal, just like niggas.
No, but I'm saying when it comes time to going against us, every single nation on the earth knows how to click up. I've seen it living in America.
I think that's true.
Yes. Okay. Who's our ally? You let me know what nation of people in America have publicly, not just one straggler, made themselves an ally with us, because we've been complaining for quite a long time. Well, who's made ourselves an ally? And that's how you can do the process of elimination to see.
You can learn, bro. You can learn by studying history, bro. You got Cuba, you got Venezuela, you got Belize,
And
you got Mexico.
And they went as far as to do what?
Literally go on the record to say we trying to look out for the black people in the United States.
But okay, that's and you're telling me that
that's a real thing.
That's that's enough. That should be, as a black American.
Well, that was just answering.
I'm just saying, no, fair enough. But let me ask you this: as growing up, but remember, the question is, who is our ally? And so, if I grew up, I said, Grandpa, who spoke up for us? Well, I mean, who did something for us? Who fought for us in this war? Who stood on our side? Well, the Venezuelans made a statement, that from Venezuela. They never came to the shores, though,
bro.
I mean, no.
It's the United States Army, dog.
Again, I'll ask again, sir. Who is our ally? I don't want to hear any shit about beating.
We're prisoners of war, bro. Who the fuck can save us? Look who we got. Well, these niggas rule the world, bro.
I agree. I'm just saying, when it comes down to counting tallies up and trying to figure out what is what and who is who, I'm just trying to figure out what is who is who, because again, put it this way.
Trying to save us for the longest, but you know what I believe?
Asian Americans.
This is our homeland. So how can you save us from our homeland?
Okay.
So we're prisoners on our homeland. So it's kind of like without walls. So how do you save somebody from prisoners in their own land without walls? How do you save somebody from that? And then mostly it's all psychological, And then so how do you save somebody from that?
I mean, well, education, but again, if we're taking it, let's just keep it in the physical, because the Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders are being targeted for benefits. Meanwhile, Black Americans are being ignored and told that no one can identify them and no one can specify them.
It's a tide, and it's coming because they've been pushing back, and they don't want to pay reparations or whatever. They're gonna have to pay one way or another. Oh, hey, I can't pull it up on here. I would love to see that fucking South African video. That would be perfect segue right now, because that's what happens when the people that had enough, they finna tear this bitch apart.
Well, see, and that's
what's gonna happen. So you either gonna pay reparations,
right,
or these niggas finna tear this shit apart, bro. When niggas get upset, you got a problem, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
you got a problem. They haven't been. Niggas ain't got upset. The last time the niggas was upset was like in the 70s and shit.
And you know what? But you know what's one thing I'm also thinking too. It's like
they had to pass the civil rights bill, the fucking voting rights bill,
right.
The goddamn all that shit.
Yeah.
Voting's right.
So a lot of shit is changing still.
No, ain't shit really changed since then. And
a lot of
pushing shit back since then. All of them right now, they just gutted the voting rights. It went to the Supreme Court and they fucking gutted that shit. And I mean, more and more. They about to make abortion illegal across the nation. We're going backwards. We're turning into it's gonna be kind of like Saudi Arabia. Like I keep telling y'all, compare us to Saudi Arabia, nigga. Hold your nose. We gonna be that oligarchy with just a few families running the whole thing, and they're gonna use religion to make all the rules. And so you can't have an abortion. You can't. They're gonna probably make. Lord knows. Who knows? Sharia law. Who the hell knows?
So you see, I'm thinking this might be a slightly different, because the way that they're moving is not. I can't.
It's like the Mormons, okay? Like the not the Mormons, the evangelicals, okay? Mm-hmm. Those are the ones that have the most power over Trump, and they put Trump in office. The evangelicals put Trump in office, and it's so crazy because they are super religious. And the stuff that Trump was doing was not very religious, and he's clearly not a religious person. You can clearly see it. If you go to church, if you are a religious person and you look at Trump, you know he don't go to church on Sunday. And it don't have nothing to do with what he's saying. Just looking at him, bro, this dude don't go to church. Like, he probably went to church 2 or 3 times in his whole freaking life, and it was like a wedding or something.
Right. Yeah.
Like, for real. That's clear to see. But the evangelicals liked him because of the ideals that he stood up for or whatever. And they he had to repay them for getting him in office. And they passed all those conservative judges, the Supreme Court justices, and all to make everything United States more conservative because the evangelicals wanted to be, they feel like the United States is their United States and it should look a certain way. And the way it should look is girls should not have no ass out. They shouldn't be able to go have no abortion, no sex before marriage, all of that shit.
So, and you're saying that would take over here.
It's happening. Literally, it's happening. Ever since Trump been in there, it's probably been happening before that, but for some reason, their power has surged since Trump, and it's still going on right now. It's going across the nation.
All I know is I'm tired of these motherfuckers. Period.
And niggas can act like you can don't care and don't vote and don't even pay attention, but it don't even matter because your ass ain't gonna be able to get no abortion right now. I think you got a hard time doing it right now in the state of Texas. I think there's like 1 or 2 clinics left in the whole fucking state.
Well,
that still does it.
Well, I mean, fair enough. They might hold certain values, but they're not going to be able to hold. See, they're moving too far away from the standard Christian values, like the acceptance of LGBT. So, in other words,
that's a different movement.
It's understandable. Yeah. What I'm saying is,
that don't have nothing to do with what the evangelicals are. They're not on that shit. They're not feeling that shit.
Well, yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. So it's like so they're different movements. What I'm saying, yes, I understand.
Yeah, that's that liberal movement. That's the New World Order shit.
It's the liberal movement. But what I'm saying is like, okay, and this is another thing too. This is what I want to talk about.
I'm gonna call it neoliberal for people that understand.
This is what I wanted to talk about. There was a moment where I felt like people were starting to understand that both parties were bullshit. Now, this is my personal opinion. There was a moment I was feeling like people started to understand that both parties were bullshit. And then, as the Trump and the thing started happening, I started seeing online more people talking about the left and the right. And then I started seeing a lot more black people going over to the right and saying that all the woes that we see are coming from the liberals. And then I've even heard some crazy conspiracies like white supremacy is a hoax and white supremacy was only Democrats and the Republicans was on our side the whole time. Niggas just jump out the windows a little bit too much. I feel like in other words, when I talk about let's just see. Okay, let's talk about Trump. Fuck it. They say Trump is not with the liberal thing and he's not with the New World Order. Well, why was Trump the one that brought in the vaccines? But see, there's these certain questions that...
I don't understand the question.
Okay. This is what I'm saying. Like, okay, let me make it very simple. There are people who will ride for Donald Trump, for instance, that are saying Donald Trump and the right or the conservatives are anti-New World Order. They're against the deep state and all this other stuff. But literally, first of all, and they're trying to say that the liberals were the ones who've been racist this whole time. Now maybe I'm mistaken, but Ronald Reagan, Richard Nixon, and both George Bushes were Republican, were they not?
Ronald Reagan,
Richard Nixon.
I think Richard Nixon wasn't he a Democrat?
I highly doubt it.
No, he was Republican.
Okay, and both Bushes.
Yeah.
And those were like the past 4 out of the past 6, 7 presidents. So I'm trying to understand when this narrative of the Republicans or the right or the conservatives being so spotless in all the problem coming from the liberals, like this is another narrative that I'm hearing, and I've been trying to wrap my head around. I'm like, oh, so this whole time it was. I'm not taking off any blame from Barack and none of them. They're all some devils, but I'm saying, what happened to George Bush? Matter of fact, George Bush Sr. is the one who coined the term New World Order. When you go look up the speech he did on September 11th, by the way, in 1982, something like that.
Well, what I'm gonna say from this is a lot of people don't understand, and I broke this down in one of my videos before, but the truth is, it's like the Democratic, liberal, neoliberal side of the whole thing. They really run the show, and they have been for a long time. They pretend they lose on purpose, and they allow the Republicans to do whatever they want. And it's like good cop, bad cop type of thing. But if you really get into politics and truly understand what's happening, you have to really, really pay attention. You look at the money. The Democratic side has all the money. They have the institutions. They have the power. They have the media. Everything. It appears. It appears that it's the other side, but it's not. When you really look at it, on the Republican side, they have much less money. They have much less institutions. They have much less like media type reach, really. That's why they rely on talk radio and shit like that, because that's what they've been dominating for years. That's like underground type shit. You know? It's the truth is it's good cop, bad cop. And
so they're both cops.
Exactly.
So why
pretend?
So then why do we, not you or me, but why do we that understand that even entertain the conversation? Why do we even discuss it as a left or right? Why do we even distinct? Why do we even I know this isn't a word, but I'm high distinctualize, which is not a word at all. Why do we make it a distinction between the left or the right when we know that they're both? That's like literally saying, oh, this cop, but this cop was mean to me, but they're supposed to be good cop and bad cop. So I'm trying to understand why because I've seen so much hours and hours and hours of the left did this, and particularly because, and that's what the whole thing is about. It's like, okay, I'm hearing now that the old Trump was going against the deep state and what's really going on. And I get it, LGBT and all that shit. They might argue about certain fundamental things, but at the end of the day, they're in it together. And so I'm not understanding why my people are not
that are pushing against each other. But the truth
like
is,
Donald
like
Trump,
I say, the
like
neoliberal,
Trump, for instance,
the geo-global. The thing is, what people really have to understand is the politicians, the government don't really have no power at all. The power is in the corporations. Okay. Think about your job that you go to.
Right.
You know, that's who has the most power over your life. The nigga who's paying your freaking bills.
Right.
And whatever they telling you is that's what the fuck you doing. Whatever the government's saying, you like, man, that's secondary. I got to do what what massa say, what boss say. And that's real. And that's real. And you got these big, huge companies, and they don't give a damn about one nation from the next. They don't give a damn about one government from the next. And the truth is, governments and these big corporations are all intermingled. You can't really separate them. Right. It's kind of like a co-op, because you need the government gives it legitimacy. So then you have the big corporation who's really running the show, and that's who's writing all the laws. They have all the lobbyists. They have all the politicians in their pocket. They control exactly, like when a law is written, they approve that motherfucker. Mm-hmm. And what they want to take out, they take the fuck out. Right. So once they write it, they hand it over to one of these CEOs to fucking whatever company you want to say.
Back down to, like we said, the monopoly of, like we were talking about earlier, like with YouTube, it's like, it's not about what you said it was. It's about these advertisers or these whatever with the most money, and they're able to make the laws how they see fit. And so this is what I'm saying.
Whatever benefits them and their family.
And so, but again,
fuck everybody else.
But again, so then this crushes a lot of conversations, like the whole, well, you know, local. Okay, can you explain this to me? Vote local. Okay, so let me vote local, but then let me go 20 miles outside of my city limits and get my fucking ass beat by a police officer or whatever. Like, let me vote local. Let's all vote local, okay? And in this local, And but that's, remember, that's considering that you really have honest people running for government. Yeah, know your governor and all this. How much can you really know a mayor or governor that's running? How much can you really know? Yeah, you can go press them, go to a fucking one of the fucking board meetings or some shit. How much can you really demand of them? You don't know these people that's running for governor, but what you gotta tell your sister to run in order to. You don't really know these people. So the whole premise of vote locally and know the people who are voting, and then what? Let's just say under the best circumstance, you know the person that's running. He's the actual good person. He gets there and actually makes a change, which we know won't happen. Let's just say that happens. Okay, that's for your fucking county. What happens? There's a million fucking counties in America. There's no way that we're about to get even 30% of the counties in America to stop whooping our ass. This whole voting shit, this whole Congress, all of that conversation, I don't even understand why we still have it when we know that these are the same motherfuckers that broke the treaties from the beginning. It's just infuriating to me. Like, and then I see niggas go all the way out. I see niggas crying when Joe Biden won. I seen people literally physically crying when Joe Biden won, like, free at last, free at last. Like they thought that he was going to win. And guess what Joe Biden did? I don't know if you've been watching Joe Biden lately, but Joe Biden hasn't smiled one time since he got elected. Because guess what? All of that was a fucking farce. To get our people riled up, in our emotions, because we just wanted the big bad massive Trump out, which Trump was a bitch too, but whatever. Then they brought Joe Biden in, and now he's talking to us like a dictator. If you've seen Joe Biden lately, he's just talking to us like a dictator. He hasn't even smiled one time. But go back to the 6 months ago when he was running for president. You see all 47 of his teeth. It's just a goddamn shame.
That's so funny, bro.
And our people are just our people.
It's not rooted in racism, but
I have to show this. Yeah. Which one should I do?
It's gotta be short.
This is a 152. I don't even know it. See, the ones I like is on Instagram. I can't find it. This is soft shit.
Yeah, well, on YouTube, they're going to give you all the mainstream ones, remember?
Yeah.
That's another thing. The first 15 pages are going to be all from, look, MSN, YouTube, MSN. The first 20 pages are going to be all mainstream narrative. This is how they control the narrative. If they even show the real people's videos, is on the 78th page. You see what I'm saying? Like I remember one time I made a video, and I looked for that. The storage is full. Damn. I remember it was a good video. I made a video, and I made a video about Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
And I put the exact thing on there. Mm-hmm. I made a video about Nipsey Hussle. I put the exact name in the search bar, and it didn't even work.
Yeah, no super shit, huh?
Nah.
No. Right.
I made a video, and
when this finished, I'll be able to upload this. It's still going.
It's still going. Yeah, press end broadcast.
No, but we'll just keep it going then.
Yeah. Let me see. What does that say? Try to put something in a little bar at the bottom. Add a destination. The post comments right there. Add a destination to post comment all the way to the right.
Where?
All the way to the right. Try to leave a comment right there. Try to put something in there.
Oh, type something?
Yeah.
Oh, add destination to.
I don't know what that is.
Click on that?
Just put your name in there.
Oh.
Wait. Can you even comment in there?
It's not letting me do shit. It says live viewer show.
Cause I'm trying to get you to see if you can type any comments. Why is it not letting you?
Says click on the comment.
Were you live?
That's because I don't have no comments. I don't know.
No, but you're supposed to be able to at least put a comment.
This is an example. Click on a comment to show it on the screen. Okay.
Let me see what is your what's the name again? I have you I'm subscribed to you, but when I put your name in here, it doesn't come up.
Anyways,
But wait, hold on.
is
before
this
you end
getting
it,
in the way? I'm not gonna end it because I kind of want to show this. Oh,
what's
then
your
my
thing
phone
right here so I can find it?
My what?
Your channel because I want
My YouTube channel,
Yeah.
King Chaka.
That's what I put in, but
Oh, scroll down. Probably it's gonna pop up.
see, that's another thing. That
Push the fuck down.
You see?
When I pop maybe type in King Chaka NT.
You see what I'm saying? You put that in and
Hold on, I can pull this up now.
wait, you're supposed.
Wait, can I get this off the screen right here? How do I get this off the screen? Oh wait, I think I can do this.
See, you're supposed see this. You're supposed to be live right now. It says that. I don't know. Maybe this is just recorded. Maybe this was just recorded.
That's cool, and that's the reason why you can't comments because
yeah.
it's
and I think the remember it said it was gonna take 24 hours anyway or something like that.
Yeah, that's why.
Maybe it's just record mode only, but when you end it, it's still gonna pop up.
Well, I can show the computer screen this. I mean, I can show our people. This is gonna be a good video. Hold on, you guys, because we're gonna fire up the conversation some more. I want to go to this shit. Hold on. Give me a second, y'all. Edit. No, wait. Yeah. I keep forgetting how to do this fucking shit. I had the same problem a minute ago. It's settings and then it's account. That's it. And then it's because I might just post you I might just edit it right here and chop it right here and then start a new video or something. Okay, here we go. Here it goes. Can I see that shit? Yeah. Well, we can act like we're starting a new video. I might edit it right here.
What else you say?
You just started over?
Yeah. Well, just try because this was about an hour. That's a good amount.
Yeah.
Press end bracket, the red button.